1, 2, 3.
Hey everyone! Thank you for tuning in to the 4+1 podcast. We are the 4+1. Today's episode is going to be on scary life experiences.
Fight or flight mode. Go ahead. So why don't you start us off?
So I work in a hospital that involves working in a morgue. So, working in a hospital where I work at, it's one of the oldest hospital where I live at too. And this hospital been around for almost, if I recall correctly, almost 100 years. So I used to work a night shift alone. So one night, it's a night shift. I was just laying back, just hanging out, right? Then, suddenly we have a whiteboard that is like 90 degree angle. And 90 degree angle will never fall. But one night, suddenly, it fell down out of the blue. It woke me up. I'm like, wait, hold up. I got startled, right? Then, have you ever had experience where you about to doze off? Like, you about to, doze off a little bit?
It's kind of yeah.
Yeah, because I was about lunch, and my lunch, I was like, trying to take a quick power nap for my lunch. So, I was in my department, clock off for lunch, try to take a quick power nap. Like, about to doze off. Then we have a mirror, too, in our department. Then, I looked up.
Oh, hell no.
I saw a figure looking at me from the top of a locker. Yeah, it was like a dark light blue skin, like dark purple light skin blue figure looking at me.
Big bro.
It's just like just look at me and stuff.
So was a figure like a man or a woman?
It was
you
bald
identified.
It was bald. It was like bald, so I couldn't identify it. Then for me, I was like, oh shoot, I just got I was like, oh shoot, I didn't get out of the department. I was just like, okay, man, I just saying things,
Yeah.
Then when I fully fell asleep for like 5 minutes, I felt a cold hand touching like me. On my cold hand touching my thigh. I startled.
Cough again.
He was trying to get some. Yeah.
Yeah, I just startled.
He was trying to get some.
Physical.
Like, I haven't got any.
Yeah, and my lunch too, I took at 3 a.m. If you guys don't know, 3 a.m. is, in some culture, it's considered as the haunting hour, where spirits are feel free to roam around the world for 3 to 4 a.m. So my lunch at 3 a.m. So I took my lunch at 3 a.m. and I fell asleep at 3 a.m. So that was like in the hour of the haunting hours.
You done set yourself up for that.
I
one,
did set myself
sure.
up. Hey, yeah, as soon as I felt that cold presence touch my hand, I never went and did my job so fast. Went to my lunch and shit.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's actually the first of my paranormal activities.
Damn.
That sounds scary.
That shit's scary.
We'll get it more for next time.
Damn.
Yeah, I never did my job so fast.
You got a lot of time to be sleeping at work, though.
I know.
I was on lunch though. I was on lunch. I talked for lunch.
yeah.
Yeah, see.
Yeah, then
You
I
said it
cannot
was a
sleep for lunch.
whiteboard?
Yeah, because we have a whiteboard on table. It's like 90 degree angle. They when it's something 90 degree, they can't fall.
Right.
Lean against the wall too. It's like fell down like that.
Ooh, that's
That's the first warning sign. The second sign was seeing the figure in the mirror. And it took the 3 chances to like give the hell out of my
So
department.
wait, so where do you take your lunch? In the morgue?
No.
Is it in the morgue?
Oh,
hell no.
no.
yeah,
our
he
department.
keeps
Yeah,
his
yeah.
he keeps his cold lunch in there.
The fridge.
In one of the
He keeps his lunch in the
Yeah.
So like, how far is like your lunch from like your lunch area from the morgue?
Like,
No, in my
wherever you
department.
work.
Yeah, it's like
It's
just,
like a whole.
It's like a whole little unit room.
yeah, it's a whole
Yeah.
unit. It's like
Like a
from
little
here. It's like here's my department. This house, our house right now. It's on my department.
big old circle.
The neighbor's house is like the morgue. It's 2 different units.
Oh.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. They're like right next to each other.
Yeah,
Pretty
but
much.
yeah.
I feel like with
Yes.
hospitals, they're filled with everything.
Mm-hmm.
I see things like I see a
Yeah.
lot of things.
No
Like,
doubt about
one,
that.
One thing that I went, it was just recently too. Like I want to say probably like 3 or 4 weeks ago. Like I live out kind of in the countryside in like Elk Grove, and then like it was probably like 8:30, 9 p.m. around that time. So I was gonna go to work the next day, and then like my car needed like some fluids. So like I went inside my garage. To open the garage, and then like I was whistling like just kind of whistling, right? Like not even thinking about it.
You're not supposed to.
Yeah, but for me, I never believe in that. Like nothing ever happened until like that night that happened recently. So like as soon as like I was whistle, like I just whistle like really quick. I want to say probably like 2-second whistle, and I stopped. As soon as like I left the garage door to my car, I heard something like from the corner, because like my house is like a court, So like you drive like in like that block, there's nothing to the right. It's just like open.
It's fucking
land,
pitch
open
black.
field, yeah,
Pitch black.
and I just heard like something whistle back like that, like legit like that. And then like I turned my head to see what it was. And like it's like I'm like all our neighbors are like separate, like we're like apart like 2 acres because we all have 2 acres apart from each other, so we're not close to each other. And like that whistle was really loud, so I turned, I look, and I see nothing. Everything was like dead still. And then like for me, like I felt my hair and my goosebumps, everything like
Just kind of fucking
like,
rise
you know.
up.
And then for me, like I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna go inside, but you know, like for me, I kind of was just tough it out, and I was like, hey, you know what, like
That's some white people shit.
yeah, but what I really said was just like, hey, I'm not fucking with you, so don't fuck with me, like straight up. And then I did what I had to do,
Ignore it, it'll go away.
and then I went inside.
Yeah.
Like I was scared shit at first. I was like, oh shit, like something whistled back. Like, oh, I could have just like been a little pussy
shit,
and
close
ran inside,
garage,
you know. But for
yeah.
me, I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna face my fear. So I was like, you know what, I don't fuck with you, and so
Just don't fuck with me. Yeah.
And then I did my thing and went inside, and I slept good. Everything, nothing strange happened. It was like,
Have you heard in Asian culture, like just China, Japan, Korea, and all that stuff, like, you know, the reason why you can't whistle at night, because when you whistle, you're inviting that spirit to come home with you.
Oh,
And
no.
you guys
whistling
haven't,
every night.
yes,
You guys never heard that?
yeah,
That's
it's like,
pretty much what it is.
Yeah.
pretty Ricky.
Bro,
Give a
hold on.
fuck.
yeah,
Yeah, hold on. Because I don't know. Growing up, they say, "Oh yeah, don't whistle at,
Yeah.
don't whistle now." I'm like, why? Just cause. Oh,
but yeah, in the Asian
It's
culture,
more than
that's
just
what
Asian
it is.
too, because I had like a coworker, an old coworker, and she was like Fijian, and she said the same thing, like, oh yeah, like you're not supposed to whistle at night. So it's just, I guess it's just a thing, you know, like. Like say for me, like I always thought it was just like superstitious shit, so I never really believed it. Like pointing at the moon, you know, like all these Hmong people, all these Hmong people know what I'm talking about. Like you point the moon, it's gonna cut your ears.
Cut your ear.
And I do that shit all the time. Like I've proven a lot of people wrong that I point at the moon all the time, man.
Hey,
My
bro,
ears,
like,
bro did that. I was like,
they're,
all
like
right.
nice and big still. You know?
Probably because he
So,
catches the moon on like a nice night. That's
nah.
Maybe because you did
Yeah.
on a full moon and not a crescent. Where
I do
You probably got
anytime
done
now.
the
I do it
crescent.
tonight. You guys want me to do
all
it
right.
tonight?
Hey, tonight's the crescent moon.
record
we
that
gon-
shit too.
Because it happened to me a lot when I was a kid too. I pointed at the moon a lot, and I used to get ear infections behind my ear.
Yeah. Or I did one
was
time. I
really
had like a
bad.
fat ass like cut. It was like a little gash.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, like it was the worst pain
And
ever.
it's like, when it's about to heal, like you just like, I don't know. For me, I used to like peel it, like separate it, and then you just feel
Why'd
it.
you do that?
Um,
hurts.
I did it. Yeah,
hurts.
it just it's painful.
I'm getting my ear pierced soon, by the way.
Damn.
Yeah.
So you guys, would you guys like to share anything scary or like anything you heard, stories?
You guys
anything?
want to know? Okay, I'm gonna add on.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So, Chang, you guys want to hear a scary story about a house here?
Sure.
Let's hear it.
So,
He didn't ask me, but I said sure.
you know, because
give a
they
shit.
live here, but yeah.
Is it your room?
No, it's for the restroom
Which one?
upstairs.
I ain't use
Go
that
ahead.
one.
You were home. You're at work.
Uh-huh.
Then, Sister Lee and you Matt went somewhere. I was downstairs just cooking and stuff. Upstairs, I heard a toilet flush by itself.
Oh no shit.
Yeah, dude, I went upstairs, right? I'm like, hold up, I thought I was home alone. I checked the rooms. Dude, I was like just like looking around like, nah, like, no. I heard the toilet flush. Cause no, when you hear flush, you hear the, toilet noise too.
Mm-hmm.
That got me good. It just happened like about a month and a half ago.
You thought you were home alone.
You know what's
Yeah.
also crazy about your house? I'm gonna tell you guys.
Go ahead.
One time, like I was out here for like a car show, and then like I detail my car, everything, and then, my brother-in-law was like, "Hey, you could just park your car in the garage, right?" And I parked my car in the garage, locked the car, and like as soon as we walked in, we turned off the light. With my car, like alarm went off like hella bad.
Oh no.
Started going like tripping, I'm like beep 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 beep, and like my car would never ever do that. Like
It was in the garage.
it was in the garage, like
That only happens
like
if someone tries to break in.
yeah, like if someone tried to break in or like something hard hit it,
Yeah.
they all set the alarm off, right? And like it was in the garage, we closed it.
So what could have hit it?
Like we were in there, and then we turned off the light. And then we walked in, as soon as we closed the door, and as soon as I got to like the kitchen,
That shit just happened. Huh?
boom, that alarm went off, and I was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Is that my car?" And they were like, "Oh, that one in the garage." My car was like tripping out. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that never, like, that's the only time it's ever happened to me, too. Like, at home, like, my
Really?
alarm,
No
like,
shit.
Oh,
my alarm
wow.
went off before.
Dude.
So, I'm just thinking, like, not saying that there is something, but some shit triggered my car
Okay.
to trip out, you know?
Yeah, because to add on too, like, know how back then I used to work at 2 a.m. and 4 a.m. sometimes for work.
Yeah, like the little graveyard swing shit.
Yeah,
whatever.
dude.
You probably
Like,
brought something back. I ain't gonna lie.
no, because back then when I used to like leave for work, right? For some odd reason, know where I park my car at on the driveway.
Yeah.
Before I leave to work, right? For some odd reason, I don't know why, but every time like, you know how there's a corner to a mailbox.
Yeah.
For some odd reason, why I feel like something is always there to like watch me
Watch you?
go to my car. That's
Really?
why those shifts, those weekends, when I work 4 a.m., 2 a.m., I always felt a little bit paranoid because, dude, I feel like something's watching me.
You usually do. Bitch, freeze. With the light.
Yeah.
With the light.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, just
but
be like,
if-
I see you.
no,
Break
but
yourself.
no, but you just felt though. You feel like something watching you, like walking to your car and stuff. For me, every time I walk to my car around that time, like 2 a.m., 4 a.m., I always feel like something's watching me walking to my car. Like I just feel it. You know, feel that. You just feel like someone watching. Like the energy that present is there. And usually too, and you know what sucks too? I just like freaking work on my car too, and all that stuff.
Right.
And and to not be scared of what I do, I just like put my high bees on.
Oh no, it was me. I was just make sure you got home safely.
Yeah, I just put my high bees on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
I was
that's
just like, for me, like, when it comes to, like, paranormal shit like that, like, I try not to, like, you know, like, even when we
Over
go-
like assess. the
yeah, like
situation.
think about it and shit like that. Like, you know, even like when I go, like, when we go camping out in the wilderness, out of nowhere, like, of course it's in the back of your head.
You might
but,
have that thought. Yeah.
But, like, you just kind of, like, move on with life.
Uh huh.
I feel like
you
it's a
don't,
mental thing too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of like
It's true,
yeah.
like-
I'm just- yeah.
If
'Cause
you
that's
like learn to brush it off, just like
You
whatever.
brush it off.
it's true.
ignore it.
yeah.
It'll go away.
Yeah, because I feel like if you keep holding that fear, you're like it's gonna happen to you because you're so paranoid about it. Like every little thing's gonna freak you out.
Yeah.
This and that. This and that.
So anybody else have, like,
I mean, man, my scary stories are not as intense as your guys's, but I have one. I'd say the first time I had a sleep paralysis.
ooh, that's a good
Bro,
one, too.
that's
I want to tell about mine, too.
like,
after
bro,
you.
like let's say it was when I was still living here.
So your first time happened here.
Not in this house,
Playing
but
Fresno.
at the old
Oh,
house.
the old condo.
I was sleeping on the reclining couches, and then Nou Chi was watching Netflix, and then I just stepped on a reclining couch, and like I said, straight ahead was like a hallway, and right when I kind of dozed off, like my mind and my dream, it said, "Hey, don't look into the hallway." Boom! I looked straight into the hallway,
Dumbass did
and then boom! Fuck! Like, bro, I just felt the whole world just freaking choking me. I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "Oh damn!" Like, like I was trying to move and wiggle and try to like scream, and I turned. I saw Nou Chi. I was screaming. I was like, Nou Chi, Nou Chi, bro. It was like nothing came out, bro. It was like no voice came out. Like it felt like I was screaming at the top of my lungs, but nothing came out. Eventually, I just
Sleep
kind of kept
paralysis.
wiggling, and then I just kept wiggling my way out. I just kind of turned my head a little bit, and I kind of, like back when you said they used to have like a wall of like little crosses and all that. I kind of turned my head that way. I looked, and then all of a sudden I was just free. I was like, bro, that's what it is to have sleep paralysis. God damn. I was like, damn, no wonder people don't like this shit because that shit sucks.
Did you ever see a dark figure or no? Because usually, what I read too on, I was like reading about that topic, right? Just out of curiosity one time. I guess when you see when something tells you to see it, not to look in the hallway, it's that figure who gave you the sleep paralysis.
You know what that figure was?
It's a test to like, hey, are you gonna look or not?
Uh-huh.
If you are, then you fail your test rating.
Yeah, pretty much like my mind would say, hey, don't look in the hallway. And when I looked into the hallway, I saw like two little girls. Almost like the twins from that little movie.
Oh, the shiny.
Yeah.
with, Jack Nicholson.
Almost like that. Like they
shit.
didn't look like that, but they're kind of like that. I was kind of like, my brain said, "Hey, don't look in the hallway. Don't look at the hallway." My dumb ass looked, and boom, that's when I feel like they just
Dude.
teleported on top of my body. I was like, "Oh damn!"
Like what
What do
I've
you mean by that?
like you know, like some science, like supposedly scientists, they say that sleep paralysis is when your body falls asleep before your mind does. Right? Like that's what
And a lot
they.
of people say it's from stress. Like scientifically, it's stress.
Yeah, but like
I'm stressing every day.
like my first time, I'm gonna tell you guys my story about like
Let's hear it.
like,
Yeah.
about my first time ever experienced sleep paralysis. It's like a crazy ass dream. Like it was like a lucid dream. You know what I mean? Like felt so real and everything. Like I remember it was probably like early like 2000 and like 13, 14 maybe.
Damn.
Like 13, like, and then like I remember like where my parents lived. They were like, we had like a it's a 2-story house, so there's a loft where like we had the video games and a little bed there. So like that's where like I slept, you know, like, and then like I remember that night like we had dogs. That's when we still had like Roxy and Mongo and all of them, and then like
R.I.P.
and then like it was probably like I was just playing video. I was playing 2K like 13 or something at the time, trying to get my badges and all that shit up, you know. So like I was like on just playing, like trying to get like just trying to play, like, because it was really interesting, you know. So I was playing and playing, and all of a sudden like I heard like it sounded like babies crying, like straight out the window, because you know like where the loft was, remember that window,
that little window,
between Zane and Mom's room, like
because the neighbors
like,
sometimes do have kids, you know.
And then like that's what I thought. I was like, oh, maybe the neighbors have kids, but maybe the kids is up. And then but I was like, dude, it's 3 a.m. and like the windows are, because it's during like winter too.
Oh, okay.
So like the the blinds is up and everything. So when I look, like you know, like you have to see each other. Like we could see the window, our window,
like
we could see each
window
other.
to window, yeah.
And, like there was no lights on at all, because I got up to look, you
like
know,
pitch black,
and like I was like, oh shit, and I realized it was cats crying, like cat crying. So like I was like, oh shit, like it just sounded hella creepy. Like for me, it sounded hella creepy, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna finish this game, then I'm gonna go to bed, right? And then like after like when the cat, or that noise, I want to say it's cat crying, so I'm gonna say it's cat crying, right? Roxy started hella barking.
Oh no,
like,
shit!
Like she was snapping, like she was growling and everything, you know. So
Where was I?
I don't know, probably sleeping.
Huh?
But that was like PS3,
Yeah,
3 days, I believe.
Yeah.
PS4.
That's
Yeah.
So Roxy just started hella barking.
Yeah, like she just
growling
like
all
she
that.
was growling and
Wow.
everything. And you know, Mongo was always more chill, and even he started barking after Roxy started
okay.
barking. You know,
Yeah.
so for me, I was like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed. It's like 3:30, you know, and then like 3:30 in the morning,
haunting
like,
hour.
And then I remember I was like, I'm gonna go sleep in my room, right? But I just kind of like end up laying right there, that bed on the loft. Like,
Oh yeah.
I kind of like just turn off the system, lay down there, and then I heard like footsteps, because like, you know, like Asian household, they
Not that
put,
staircase.
like, yeah,
Yeah.
like, you know, the staircase, like Asian household carpets, they put like fucking
Little
all
plastic on
shit.
it.
plastic, all
Yeah.
kind of shit to protect
You
the
guys
carpet.
know. You guys
Yeah,
know.
right. So like, I remember like it was pitch black. Everyone was sleeping, and then like I was the only one up at that time, so I was falling asleep, and I heard like footsteps coming up the stairs. Like, so at first I thought like, oh shit, did somebody out of town come visit mom and them? But I was like, no, it can't be, because like nobody has a house key but us, you know. And if it's somebody, they would have called me, and no one's downstairs. So like for me, like I was kind of like half awake, half asleep at that time, so I kind of prepped myself like, hey, as soon as this footstep come closer, I'm gonna turn around and see who it is, right?
Ooh.
So like for me, that's what my mindset was. So I
Yeah.
was just like listening, like I was sleeping, just listening, closing my eyes, and I heard the footstep coming up, and as soon as like it came close to like where like I want to say like 5 steps before you hit the loft, I tried to turn, and boom, that's right when I got sat on. Like the craziest thing too, like I forgot to add on, but like when I heard it coming up, I heard my ears ringing like beep.
It does
Oh,
that.
Like,
really?
I heard that. I heard
Oh,
that coming
wow.
with the footsteps. So I was like, it came from downstairs, and you could hear it slowly come up. So that's when I was like, I knew when to turn, right? So right when I was about to turn, boom, I got sat on, or like
You got set up pretty
so
bad.
it happened.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, you got outplayed.
So that's my first time ever, and I was like, oh, what the hell? Like, I can't move. So like I was just like kind of like struggling. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I was just trying to break out of it, because like I heard a lot of sleep paralysis story before, so I
Right.
kind of knew that, oh shit, I'm getting
sleep paralysis. Uh-huh.
So they're like, oh, you just got to try to break free. So I was like just, I don't know, like just trying to break free, whatever. And then like for all of us, like for some reason, it just kind of stopped, you know? And then like I remember like waking up, and I was like, oh shit, like I just got sleep paralysis. So I'm going to sleep in the room now. But like little that I know, I just went back to sleep, right? So I dreamed, when I dreamed that like I walked into my room, but the room was really tiny. Like it was like not, the width was really small, the length was really like, the only way I could sleep is my head, the door, like my head facing the window. And like, you know, in the Hmong culture, like
certain ways to sleep. or
yeah,
whatever.
like you can't, like your head can be like your head can be faced towards the window or some shit like
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, like your head shouldn't be faced towards the window, because it's just bad omen and shit
and
like
like
that.
your feet shouldn't be
Be up.
Like the
perpendicular
Chinese,
to the door, right?
yeah,
Or
like
something
it, like literally, if dragon was my door, my feet shouldn't be facing the door because in the Chinese culture, I read about
I
it
did
too
all
because
that.
I switched my
They
room
call it
up.
feng shui or something.
Yeah, I switched my room up a lot, so I Google a lot of ways to put my room, and they call it like the dead man. Pretty much, like it's like the dead man going through the door. So like when you're in a
that's like the
coffin,
entrance.
it's like your foot going
It's
through
like
the door,
they're gonna
right?
drag you.
Yeah, and so they call it the dead man, and so you don't want your to ever
Yeah.
line up with the door.
Yeah, I've
So
been sleeping
basi-
like that to my closet door.
That's how I am too.
I mean,
like my main
I've been-
door.
I
Fine,
feel like
though.
closet's
But-
okay, but like to
main, like
open a door,
entrance doors,
the entrance
like
door,
that. Yeah.
I don't think. Yeah,
We about to have this boy change up his whole room.
But back to my story, like, okay, so basically in my dream, I went back into my room, but it was really small, so that was the only way. It's like my head was towards the window, my foot towards the door, or vice versa, like my head towards the door, my foot towards the window. So for me, it was it was really really slim, like not long, like it was long but not wide.
like it didn't fit you.
Yeah, so what I did was like I just kind of like curled up and slept like this. So my like head and foot is wall to wall.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
So in my dream, that's exactly what I did. And as soon as I did that, I heard that ring again, like beep. And right when that happened, I knew, oh fuck, it's coming. Like that, like everything like that ran in
It's
my
kind
head.
of triggered, yeah.
Yeah, like right when I heard the beep, like the ring again, I was like, oh shit, it's coming. And then boom, I got sat on again.
Wow,
Okay.
twice in one night.
Twice in one night.
Wow, and
Double whammy.
yeah, and this was your first time.
That's my
That
first
was your
time
first
ever.
time.
Like
They're like, we gonna make
That's
it
how,
up.
like,
Double kill.
that's why, like, I remember every fucking thing that happened. Like,
I'm
like,
not sure.
I could still live that night. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
that's scary.
like
It's
that's
scary.
Like,
I think the worst thing about like sleep paralysis is like I mean obviously the whole thing itself is scary, but it's more of like when you wake up and then you like your heart's racing and you're like
Yeah.
freaking
Like,
sweating.
what the hell happened?
And you're like, dude, like did something just happen?
Do you guys wake up sore too the next day?
no,
I don't know.
I don't get fucked that hard.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on now.
That's gonna be like,
I had to tell my story to add.
That's
I
gonna-
got to my story.
that's gonna be like scary movie.
Cause like afterwards, like even like nowadays, like when I experience sleep paralysis, it's nothing like that.
Yeah,
nowadays.
now
So,
like now
nowadays,
I
it's
just
just like,
I just rub it off.
yeah, like nowadays when I sleep, I don't hear nothing. I just be like, oh, I can't move, and I'm be like, whatever. And then before I know it, I'm like,
Yeah.
I
I was
wake
like,
up
bitch, get
already.
off me.
That's why I sleep on my stomach.
That's
And
bad.
that's probably why you're sore.
That's bad for your back though.
I don't care, man. I'm not trying to sleep for hours.
Elisha, do you
I don't think
have
sleep.
any
I don't sleep positions matter, but
do you have any stories of
Not really, but as
just-
a kid, I used to see like ghosts.
No shit.
I believe it. You drew one.
Remember any?
Elaborate.
Dude, he drew one. Remember? He drew one. You drew
Let
one.
him tell his story.
I drew one.
here.
Even I didn't know that. Probably
Yeah.
when I was a little kid.
So what do you remember seeing? Like, do you remember anything?
I remember seeing like not really much, but it was just always at my peripheral vision. Like
Yeah.
it was just pop
the
out
corner of
like
your eye.
doorways and shit.
That's how it
At
is
which
for me
house?
too
You
when
know
I
which
was
house?
younger.
My current house, my current house right now.
I got a story for that one too, bro.
And
Your
then-
current house is
And
scary.
then every time I would look and try to see more, boom, it's like gone.
They
They
just-
run away. They run away. Yeah, but
I
it's
got a
like
lot
they're
of
friendly
swag.
spirits, so I don't really fuck with them.
I
So I don't bother them. They don't bother me.
I like as a kid I had it where like I would have like I remember like I'll sleep with like mom and dad, and then like I'll like wake up and like almost like night terrors, but then like in my head it's crazy because in my head, and sometimes I even still feel it like even today, like I'll go to sleep and then in my head it's like it takes place in an elevator.
Damn.
And then like sometimes like elevators have those reflection mirrors at the
Oh,
corner.
The
yeah.
eye,
And
like the eye.
So like pretty much it's like I like right now like I could see it. Like it's weird. Like I could see it, but then it's like you have like there's like girls like with long hair and gowns like standing and they're looking up into that reflection mirror. So I used to see that shit even as a kid, and even now like I could still picture very clearly in my head like what I seen.
Wow.
Yeah, for me it was always like a shadow person.
Yeah.
It was like a male figure kind of.
Yeah.
Bro, like even adding on to your current house, like I'm pretty sure I told you this story before. Have I told you? Like the story where like it was like one summer night, like basically long story short,
Oh yeah.
came
you told
home,
me.
it was like 3 a.m, and then like me and my older brother like we're about to call it night because we're out hanging out with friends, and then like we got hungry, so he's like, hey, let's just go make us some noodles, right? So for me, like I went downstairs to the kitchen. You know that little hallway to the left, that doorway to the left to the living room, the dining room. Yeah. So basically, like it's kind of the same thing like yours, where like I went to the pantry. I was already feeling like, oh shit, like
Mabel's
goosebumps or some shit, you know.
Pantry monster.
So like I grabbed like 2 cup of noodles. I was putting water in it, and then like I went to the microwave, and like the whole doorway is to my left, like this, you know. Yeah. So like for me, I was facing the microwave, and then something across my mind did the same thing. It's like, don't look to the left. And then my dumb ass went like, boom, like right when
why you ignore your freaking
instincts? Right when I turned, I saw a little boy.
Yeah.
I saw a little boy. Yeah. Like the little boy, like the crazy thing was like it was kind of like just chilling, like by like the door, like
he was kind of like peeping.
Let's just say this is the door, right? And then you see him like kind of peep, like, and right when I looked at him, boom, you see him just take off.
Yeah, they always take off.
Yeah, like he took off, and then like I was like, oh shit, and then like for me, like that was like one of my first time actually seeing like eye to eye. With,
no
like,
shit.
Yeah, like it's a spirit like that, you know, like eye to eye. Like I seen it, I was like, oh shit.
Scary.
Like was it physical form, like whole body?
Yeah, like everything. Like you see a little boy and you just see him take off running.
Wow.
Like I can't describe how the little boy looks, but he was just like really short. He was probably like
that's what a little boy is.
really short.
That's a little boy.
They're calling you a dumbass.
The thing is, like it's a short little boy, but like the figure itself looked old. Like he didn't look like a little boy.
Yeah.
So Benjamin Button.
Maybe like kind of like an Oompa Loompa or some shit like that, you know, where they're like that's like really short, but they look old.
But they look like a adult.
Yeah, they look old, and then
I think that's the thing with spirits. It's like you could pretty much be the
any
whatever
form you want,
however you look, and
it's like for me after that, I was just kind of like, oh shit, like. For me, I wasn't like scared to the point where I'm like gonna scream or like run up, you know.
Your heart.
So like
you just shocked.
So like
like
I basically was just shocked because it's my first time seeing it. So like for me, I was like, I calmed myself down. I was like, you know what? You're still gonna wait for the noodles. So I waited for the noodles.
Fuck that.
And then like
I'm going
the funny thing was that like
to do that in my house to pay rent.
Like the funny thing was that like the noodle wasn't ready, and then I text my brother. I was like, hey, the noodle's ready. Come down. He's like, just bring it up. And I was like, fuck, now I gotta wait even longer.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just bring the noodles up?
I'm like, yeah.
That's basically what I did. I was trying to have him come down because at the time because I still had like 3 minutes to wait, so I wasn't trying to be downstairs alone anymore. So I was like, oh, the noodle's ready.
Hey, those 3 minutes would have been long if you're by yourself.
It was long.
Yeah.
Like after seeing something like that, like I said, it's like you think about it's your first time ever experiencing
seeing that
it.
shit.
Yeah.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. At your house right now, probably like what 2016 summer. Like even the same spot that he saw that little ghost. I forgot I was downstairs getting water or something. Corner of my eye, I saw like a pair of feet running. Man. Like just a pair of feet running.
What the fuck?
Like barefoot, like just regular feet. Just
I was
like,
family.
what the hell? Yeah, bro. Like that's what that shit looked like. Like you know, I was like, what the hell?
That's a hand. Never mind.
Like, and I just once I got to my water, I just ran upstairs. I said, nope.
That's why I ain't moving there.
Yeah,
bro.
I'm not sure you guys heard about this. So there's 2 theory that causes sleep paralysis nightmares. If the room is cold.
I love
when your room is cold, you're more prone to having sleep paralysis and nightmares. Then when you go to sleep on a full stomach, you're more prone to have nightmares. You know how I know? Because I test that full stomach theory test.
You really?
I did it, and I did have a nightmare.
Wow.
I've been doing both.
You have a full stomach.
Like after you eat, you know.
I mean, that's why the Hmong people say "弄到爆熊到送."
Yes.
Word.
Yeah, because one of my old coworker, right? He told me about that. Yeah, man, you know, you have full stomach. After you eat, like, you know, you go right to sleep, you get nightmares. I'm like, I don't believe that. So out of curiosity, you know, me being curious, I did myself.
Fuck around and find out.
You just fucked around and find out. Fucked around and found out.
And I can't recall a nightmare though. But but you have a room that is really cold. You're more prone to nightmares and sleep paralysis.
Wow.
You guys never knew that. That's why my room, that was my room. I tried to like have a lot of blankets and stuff. Or like my room, I was like, close the window or leave it open.
What were you gonna say earlier?
So like even as a kid when I was like 3, 4, like I don't remember, but my parents said I saw spirits, bro. Like you remember back at the old house where
Franklin?
Yeah.
And is that the Elk Grove house?
No. Talking about Cedric.
Cedric. The
yellow
park,
one,
right?
The
Don't
yellow
park.
No, that's Vintage Park.
No.
It's the one by Franklin.
It's like a yellow.
It's the super ghetto one. You probably. Either way, it was a scary house because I remember that house.
That house was scary.
Well, yeah, I didn't remember, but my mom remembers. Like I told my mom that I saw a settlement like going to the ground,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
And like that even freaks me out hearing that
Shadow
because I don't
man.
remember that.
Yeah.
And that house is like scary because it had its own like attic, and like when your mom then moved in, like it was already like you could already feel the energy in the house.
Yeah, that house
But-
too was crazy.
Did it have a doll or something too like that?
Yeah,
I
like
think so,
something, and then
yeah.
like there was like coins, and
Coins
stuff
in, like, the
that,
corner.
or-
Yeah,
There
there
was,
was like a
rituals.
doll in the
That's crazy.
attic that your
They
dad
did.
found.
Yeah,
one thing
that's
about
wild.
the sleep, like talking back to like sleep paralysis, like one thing I heard that worked is like, well, like it's from like cause like, you know, at one point in my life I was like out of nowhere, like, and then like there's this like old guy, like he sleeps at the like the farms and shit like that, like, you know, they're old school, so like and then basically he was telling us that like, you know, like he gets sleep paralysis a lot because he's like an OG gangster. He's done a lot of crime, so you know he's bound to see shit and stuff like that. So like there's a lot of crazy story, but like one of the stories he told me like was that like sleep paralysis happened to him a lot to the point where like he told me that like basically what works for him is like if when you sleep, have noise, like have music playing.
Like-
Oh yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I always
Like-
sleep with my phone on like music in the background.
Yeah, like you don't have to put it hella loud. Just as long as there's noise, or like if you have light.
I heard that spirits are scared of daggers too, so just you
Yeah.
can sleep with a
Knife
dagger
under
next to you.
pillow, whatever
That's
it
dangerous,
is.
though.
That is dangerous.
I
but
literally
that's what I
flip
heard.
my pillow inside out. Like I put my arm under it, so
Yeah,
that
actually
ain't
go
gonna work for
so-
me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, just sleep with your stomach. That's
so like
easiest
that's
way.
one thing that like I tell people because I had like a coworker just recently too that she was going through a lot of like shit like that, and I told her it's like, oh, like one theory that I believe works is music. You know, like when you sleep, like if you're like for me, I don't fuck with nightlight because I feel like nightlight you're bound to see this shit now because it's
Oh hell yeah!
you know now you can see the figure, you can see the shadow. So for
'Cause-
me,
yeah, shit's all dim, son.
I'd rather be pitch black than like me being able to see figures or
And just
shadows.
have background noise.
Yeah. So for me, what I usually do is just play music and then just go to sleep.
Watch Family Guy in the background.
Yeah, It's the whole night. Yeah.
When I had my first like sleep paralysis ever, like I actually woke up and didn't even know that's what it was until like after I thought about, like my heart was racing, I was like sweating. I'm like, dude, like something just doesn't feel right about this whole situation.
Yeah.
And I kind of analyzed like what happened. I'm like, oh shit, I think like I had sleep paralysis and I didn't know it. So thank God, like my first time I didn't know it. I just kind of struggled, woke up, I'm like,
So what the hell
oh
was
shit,
that?
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
The first time I
Yeah.
had mine, right? It was in a condo back in
Uh-huh.
2017 when we first moved there. It was like what I think in March 2017. You know, because it's always happened when stuff happened to me when nobody's home with me. So you know, my
So I
brother
definitely follow you from home. I mean, from work.
Yeah.
Look, but that's when I was still my job in the kitchen.
Oh okay.
Yeah. So also my job, you know, at the hospital, but at a different department. I was going to transfer my current job I'm working at the moment.
Right.
But no, I was home alone, and you know, I was just like watching videos and stuff too, because apparently I'm not sure it's true or not, but someone passed away in the room I slept in. So I was just like, you know, just falling asleep on my phone. I fell asleep. Then you know, I had sleep paralysis, right? And I don't know why, but when I had mine, I didn't feel nothing, but I woke up hella sore. No, I just woke up really sore. No, I just woke up
Zesty
sore.
ghost.
Like my chest. No, it's like my whole
Just
entire
like-
chest. Like,
Feels
you know,
like heavy.
felt heavy, but you know, I
Really?
didn't experience my sleep paralysis. Like, I just woke up. I'm like, I know how to sleep paralysis, but you know, I didn't feel nothing at all. I don't feel nothing.
Like you didn't feel like they didn't try to like,
No.
power you nothing.
No, I just woke up. My chest is still really heavy and sore. I'm like, whoa, why is my chest so heavy and sore out of nowhere?
Should we get it checked up?
Huh?
Wow, that's
They should want to get it checked up
Yeah,
because it
but-
could have been anything else too. You know? Like,
Yeah, but I was woke up, my chest whole sore. But you know, like that sleep paralysis, I know it's sleep paralysis because I knew it was sleep paralysis because
Right.
I couldn't move my arms too, and I couldn't move my legs.
Oh damn.
Yeah, but I was just like, you know, in a position, you know, and you know, it was just weird. Like I didn't struggle with it. I just let it happen.
They just took advantage of your torso.
I guess so. But I
Pretty
mean,
much.
yeah, I like it, kind of.
I think like supernatural, like stuff like that, like I feel like sometimes I tend to overthink a lot, but like I think something that scares me a lot is like when I go somewhere late at night and obviously I go by myself, I like never want to look at my rearview mirror. Like
Never want to look back.
I never want to look back.
Look
And
back.
sometimes I drive down that road and then like I'll like freaking like look back and sometimes I feel like I see like figures.
Nah, he's tripping now.
But that's when I'm like, I think I'm overthinking.
That's why you drive a 2-seater.
That's what I do see there.
Warm out the back.
Exactly. And
Might
you know
get
the
myself
roads
Corvette
are
now.
dark, but then like I think something that like still kind of creeps me out is like my coworker or my ex coworker. You know, she like reads palms and she does like cards and stuff like that. And like she was like, you know, she sees like, you know, spirits and she sees bad ones and she sees good ones.
or whatever.
And you know, like in her words, like the best way she put it is like, oh, like they're guardian angels and stuff like that.
Right.
And so then she was like, oh yeah, like Nou Chi, like you know, like right now, like you're, you know, like do you have like a grandma or like a great grandma or something? And I'm like, well, yeah, like obviously I do. You know, and then and we were at work, you know, and that's when she was like, oh, okay, because they're here right now. And like, yeah, she's like, they're here right now, and like they're actually talking to me. She's like, it's crazy because like she's like, oh, it's crazy because you know, like, you know, they don't speak English, but right now they're speaking English to me. And she was like, oh yeah, I'm like
Hey, that's another
No,
afterlife.
she's
You don't
Hispanic.
You don't learn new.
yeah. So
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So then she's Hispanic, and so then she was like, and you know, like for me, like I'm Christian, I don't believe in those things.
that,
Like
right.
whatever you tell me, like I'll just listen.
Big facts.
And so then yeah, she went ahead and she was like, oh yeah, they're like talking to me right now, and she's like, yeah, like you know, you actually look like them. And I was like, like in my head, I'm like, bitch,
You
what?
think grandma look like a dude?
Yeah. So I was like,
Look
okay.
like a bruh.
And
Yeah,
then,
I look like a bruh.
yeah, and then she was like, oh yeah, like when I see them like holding a baby, that means like, you know, you're gonna get pregnant soon or have a baby soon.
That's a damn lie.
And then she was like, oh, but like right now they're holding your baby and they said it's not time yet. It's not time for you yet. And like I don't know, the whole time I was just at work and I'm like
That
getting
shit
chills and shit. Yeah.
It's crazy.
And then she was like, oh yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then like we just kind of let it be. And I was like, I'm not gonna ask any more questions because I shouldn't. And then after that, she's like, oh, like I don't know why they keep like they keep telling me like something about the number 14. Like, does that have any significance to you? And I'm just like, no. Like at the top of my head, no, I cannot think about what the number 14 has to do with meat.
That's how people we have in our family.
So yeah, when I was telling like our sister that, she was like, oh, there's like 14 of us, and I'm like, yeah. And I told her like I didn't think of that, but I was like, oh, like you know, like there's February 14th with it, which is like my boyfriend and I, our anniversary. Like there's that. She's like, oh, that must be it then. And then like that was kind of like the end of it. But like she would just tell me like she sees like really bad like, you know, body like vibes and spirits, and obviously like they'll look dark and they'll look scary compared to the guardian angels where they're just kind of there to relay messages. They're more like friendly, but then she'll get headaches and she'll get like back, like they'll tap her shoulders all the time.
Oh yeah.
And so as a coworker working with her, like you could feel like she's just a hot fucking mess. Like
Hell
honestly,
yeah, it sounds like a
the
damn
whole time
mess.
She's just like, oh my god, like my head hurt. Like the whole 8 hours, like she's always like, my head hurts.
Ain't she working at a hospital too?
That's crazy.
Like we worked at a clinic.
Oh yeah, now
Yeah.
she's seeing them for sure.
And so yeah, so then she even says like, she's like, oh yeah, you know, like because we worked under like a you know, like there's hallways and stuff. And so she's like, oh, there's this like hallway, that hallway we go down to get food at, like has like all the bad spirits. I hate going down that hallway. And I'm just like, dang girl, that's a tough life.
Shawty's
Yeah.
tripping.
Yeah.
Shawty's tripping.
Like adding to like, you know, like people that could see the
Talking to
sixth,
my- yeah.
like adding to people
There
that
we
could
go.
see like the sixth sense or like shamanism and shit like that. You know, like I don't think I ever told you guys this story, but this story is fucking pretty crazy for me too.
Got
Like
chills right now. Talk about that.
it's like at that time it was like we were just at a little hangout, right? And then everyone was just at the table, and then like I was outside doing my thing, you know. And then when I came in, I came to join everybody at the table.
Mm-hmm.
So right when I sat down, like I sat down right next to the woman that approached me, you know, like I sat down and I just saw her like give me a look like this, you know, like how I'm looking at you, like right when I sat, she's just boom. Like
It was like
that.
a older lady.
Yeah, it was older. I want to say she's probably like in her like mid 30s,
Oh,
but,
okay.
but like she's
Yeah,
like
she's
a
a
shaman too.
Oh,
like,
okay.
right.
Yeah.
So she kind of gave me like a dirty look. So I like for me, I was just like I look at her back like what the fuck?
What the hell you looking at me like that
Yeah.
for?
Like, can I help
Yeah.
you? You know?
Yeah, for real.
And then like what she started going off. She's like, hey, I can feel your aura is really strong. I was like, my what? Your aura
Your
is
energy.
like your aura is really really strong. And I was like,
Okay,
Like
yeah.
for me, I was in my own world. I was like, you're tripping, and she's like, no, like can I read your palm and stuff? I was like, nah. And I told
No.
that's when I told her, I was like,
Read the
no.
Bible, not my palm.
Like I told her, I was like, nah, like I'm a Christian, so I don't believe in any of
Right.
that, like things
Uh-huh.
like that, you know.
Yeah.
So she was like, okay, but you know, like I'm gonna let you know that like you're supposed to be a shaman. Like she told me that shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I even had this discussion with pastor too before, like way back, like when he needed help with some shit. So like she just straight up told me like, oh, you're supposed to be a shaman. And then like at that point in my head, I was like, bro, this is the devil talking to me.
Yeah.
Like,
To add on too, you know, they also told the old bro that he's supposed to be one too. Remember?
who? I don't remember that.
Oh, you don't remember that? Oh no, they also told the old bro that he's supposed to be one.
Oh, I don't know. I never
Yeah.
heard about that.
Oh.
They just like the military,
But-
signing people up.
But like
This is
basically,
his own personal story.
yeah. But like basically, like how it works is like you're chosen already before you even like
Pretty
they
much,
don't, like
that's
they don't
what
go.
they-
They don't go.
that's
out
what
to
they
recruit.
say,
They just
too.
say like suppose you're chosen because you're gifted to see like
said
the sixth
collect
sense,
the
right? So basically, like she told me I was supposed to be a shaman. And I was like, nah, I'm a Christian. Like, how am I supposed to be a shaman? And she's like, no, dude, trust me. Like, what if that's like you gotta trust me on this one? Like, that's your way of God having you help the world out. And she started using God, you know, and I was like, yeah, but
She
I
played
understand-
Uno reverse on you.
but like I was just like, dude, like I'm a Christian, like I'm not a shaman. Like if it's God's way of for me helping the people, I would just help the people how I am. Like I wouldn't become a shaman to help people. It's just like, trust me, dude. Like trust me, like you're supposed to be a shaman. And then I was like, nah, like I believe, like I told Sarah, like I believe, like I respect your beliefs, but like I'm a Christian, so like at the end of the day, like I'm not supposed to be a shaman. So
I'm gonna go my way.
So yeah,
You know what I'm
basically,
saying?
like I'm gonna
Yeah.
stand with faith, you know.
Yeah.
So she was just like, okay, well, I'm just giving you a heads up, you know, like if you don't want to become a shaman and like all this etc. bullshit, right? She's like, you're gonna get sick when you get older. Like you're gonna get really sick, and the only way to get out of it is if you serve God, you know. And I was like, okay, like I'm willing to serve God, you know. And she's like, yeah, like I really mean it. Like if you don't serve God, you're gonna like be really ill when you get older. And I was like, oh, okay.
To add on to that, do you think that the sixth sense is actually a real thing?
Yeah.
Like it's like
Yeah.
a lot of people like you don't have it, you don't like know like X-Men, like you have it, you don't.
I mean, I've seen spirits, so I
mean,
believe it's
Like
real.
I think because some people I talk to,
Like the thing I say, like answering your question is, like, I believe in it. It's just not everyone gets the sixth
Not-
sense.
yeah.
But, like, I feel like even if you don't have the sixth sense, sometimes
You
you're
still
bound
kinda
to cross
feel it.
path. You're like you're
Uh-huh.
bound to cross path with like the other world.
Certain things.
Where like that sixth sense kind of comes. Like
Yeah.
you might
Yeah.
not, it's not as aware as other people's, but you do kind of have like that little feeling.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's kind of like you believe in heaven, you believe in hell. You know, so it's
Mhm.
like you know that there's spirits and shit like that.
Yeah.
Those all sound like scary experiences.
Scary experience.
Do you have anything
yeah.
to share before we
No, I think that's pretty
this
much
episode?
it. Alrighty. Like
my bank account is a scary experience.
that's scary right
Yeah,
there. Like always, guys, remember to live your purpose out loud. Thank you guys for staying till the end of the episode. Can't stress that enough. You know, showing the love. Appreciate that. Till next time, stay blessed.
Peace. Cut.